Okay, now that everything's been rewired, connected back in, very handy here with the Armada power seat setup is that you have a nice little wire storage compartment here where they cut through the carpet, and you've got a little bit of some vacant space in here. So to keep things neat and clean and keep people from tripping over it, getting anything caught underneath the wires and pulling them out accidentally, just kind of stuff everything inside. You want to make sure, of course, you have enough room to get the cables connected, but anything that's in excess you just tuck into that side. Now, if you were to go over to the other side of the unit here, and you can't really see it because it's bolted in, but it's really kind of a personal preference for the users, is that you have a whole lot of equalizer settings and things like that, and you can't really see it because it takes, you have to lift this unit up and take a flathead screwdriver, and you can adjust the crossover point, you can adjust the gain. So basically all your control points about your personal preference on how much bass you want are set over here. What I did was that when I first put the unit in, I left this set screw, okay, this tap screw right here, off, and just kind of lifted the unit up, and I tweaked it the way I wanted. Once I got the settings the way I wanted, just lay the unit down. It's very heavy, and then put that last screw in here. So you have 4 anchoring points. This one, you have one over here, which I didn't use, and you've got the 2 on this side. You can see this one here, and you got another one in the back. So 4 anchoring points. The unit's pretty heavy, so I decided to just go with 3. That way, if I needed to get to the equalizer source and to do any tweaks, all I had to do is release that one screw, lift the unit up, just kind of anchor it, using this as a hinge point, and then make your tweaks and adjustments and put it back down and go ahead and screw back in. But here's the top of the unit in place. You can see it's more compact than the stock Bose, and I'm about ready to crank it up so you can hear what the music sounds like. But when this thing is going, you can definitely feel the vibrations. You can get a lot of the good bass feel coming out of this, and it will, in fact, project to the seat above it, so you'll get a good, good kick in the butt from the bass. Sounds really great. Okay, so everything's been connected back in. I did not, including the power to the battery, but I have not put the seats back down so you can actually see the Cadence unit in action. If you look over here, the ignition switch has been thrown, but don't know if it lights up with the camera, but the power light to let you know that everything's up and running is in fact on. And if I were to switch the ignition off, because the trigger source here from the center console will go off, that power light will go off because the unit will in fact be off. So, the final test, of course, is how does it sound? And I'll just go play one song here for those people who are a fan of Philly rap. This is The Roots, one of my favorite bands, but also Jimmy Fallon's house band on his show. But you can't really see it, but I'll put my hand on there. You can feel it, and if you're in the car, you can definitely feel it. But the whole Cadence unit will, in fact, really push out a lot of vibrations, a lot of good bass thump. And again, you'll feel it right up in the seat. It will transmit all across the frame of the car to the other seats. Let's go to next song. The whole unit's moving pretty hard. You can definitely feel the bass thump. Couldn't get that with the stock Bose unit. Okay, so anyway, that is the unit installation in a nutshell. You have any questions, give me a call. One of the things to remember is that everything is a trade-off, everything's a compromise. This is a much better integrated amplifier and subwoofer than what came with the Bose unit. It will not outperform, of course, sealed enclosures in the trunk with big 1,000-watt amplifiers. Not designed for that particular purpose. But for some pretty good bass thump, really good response, definitely recommend the Cadence Acoustic one. Also, to note that the crossover, I set it all the way down so that this bass unit, the subwoofer, will handle most of those lower input signals and get them away from the mid-range. and it's definitely capable of handling it and just sounds a lot better. But you can tweak with the settings as you like. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thank you.